Welcome back to Hot Rod Guy Garage. And it's Sunday, and we need to do some work on the 74 Torino. So stick with me through the intro, and I'll be back. So guys, not a whole lot's went on this week with Torino, but there is some more things we need to address. I put the lug studs in last weekend and kind of throughout the week with the gear swap and all that stuff. I've still not drove the car. I've moved it around the garage a little bit. But the next thing we need to address is this sound. Just not real happy with it. So I've got a solution for that, and that's what we're going to do today. So what I got here, I've got a cutout that I got from Summit Racing. Not real happy with the quality of it, but it will work. Just a manual cutout. And I took two Dynatech split flow mufflers, actually connected them together and put a turn down on it back here. That's going to replace that one chamber Flowmaster that's on the Torino. So hopefully this will get rid of it real high pitched noise and quieten it down. And if anybody's wondering, these are a straight through muffler. It shouldn't really cause any kind of restriction. But just in case, we got this cutout right here to go along with this, and hopefully that'll get it sounding the way that I'd like it to. So I guess it means I need to jack this thing up, get the old exhaust off, and look at what we got to do to get this gigantic muffler assembly on there and this cutout. And alright, I got my cutout mocked up where I want it. This will work fine in this location. May have to end up making a little turn down type thing for it. But this old pipe, it had been beat on before with big block because it was close to the transmission cross member up there. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of hold this up in an approximate location here. And surprisingly, this cutout is about the same length as the damage to this pipe right here. So it'll let me eliminate that out of that section of 3.5 inch pipe. So let's get that cut off. I'm going to take the muffler hanger loose in the back there, all the way back there in the back, and we'll weld the cutout to our pipe here. I'm going to use a band clamp here to attach the cutout at the front, and once we get it out, we can line up our existing turn down with our new muffler, and we can cut the pipe down there also. So not really a big project, but hopefully it does make quite a bit of difference, especially in the sound. If it's going to be screechy, kind of importish sounding, I would rather it be quiet than loud. So this is my way around it, to cut out the way to get around the performance loss from putting a quieter muffler on it. So let's get that exhaust off and get started. Alright, so I went ahead and cut the muffler off there and cut that section of pipe where we marked it up front. So what I've done, I laid both these out on the floor at approximately the same length, where I could just check my fit. Keep in mind this pipe slides up and out a little bit, and it's going to slide over top of that one. So I still got to cut a little more off of it to achieve the same length here. Got my old exhaust hanger there that I'm going to weld back on that turn down in the same spot as the old one. So in theory, guys, doing it this way, it should just all go bloop right back up under the car. We all know that's not sometimes how this happens. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide this section forward about enough for it will slide in there. Then I'll mark this side where I need to make my secondary cut. And that is a helpful tip there if you didn't catch that. Always cut once, measure twice, or in this case, cut once, measure again, maybe cut twice, maybe measure again, cut 3 times. Because it's easier to cut off than it is to add it back on. And I went ahead and made my secondary cut here. I left all this stuff on the floor exactly where it was. And as you can see, we got a good slip there and a good slip over there. and we should line up in the same spot. So let's get this stuff welded together here in the floor, and we'll mock it back up on the car. And if anybody's curious, I put that Sharpie marker there to kind of kick this muffler up a little bit to compensate for the turn down holding the exhaust up off the floor. And yes, I welded that ugly old exhaust hanger back on there because it works just fine. But we're all welded up. Let's see how it fits up under there. Well, the mission's mostly successful. I started it up. It did change tones quite a bit, and I'll show you that here in just a second. But before that, I'm going to put a clip in from before. Then we'll start it up, and I'll be back. Well, it's a little bit quieter. It's definitely a lot deeper without as much of a raspy pitch as what it had before. So that's positive. And I don't even have to drive it there to tell you that it's going to be a major difference. So I know a lot of you are morbidly curious of what it's going to sound like with the cutout open. So let it cool down a few minutes. I'll pull that cap off there, start back up, and I'll let you hear it with the cutout open. And I got the cutout open, so let's see. Yep, exactly what I thought it was going to sound like. So I'm going to put the cutout cap back open, see if we can dig this thing out of the garage, and we'll go for a ride. Well, this is already a ton better. I'm sure you can probably hear me a lot better than usual. It's actually pretty darn quiet. So I'm going to drive this thing up to the gas station and put some fuel in it and make a little loop and do some extra tune in here. But it's already 100 times better. Turbo now. It's surprising. Still makes 9 pounds of boost, still feels just as good as it did before. We'll drive around a little bit, put some miles on this gear. We'll see what we get into. was literally like the first test why I got done from a dead stop. It's spun pretty good. So car feels good, gear change feels good, it's good and quiet. Made 11 pounds of boost right then, which is good. Which means our exhaust may actually flow more than what it did before, even with the two mufflers. And we're tucked away back in the garage. So, pretty successful day. Got the car quieted down quite a bit. Done some more tuning. Nothing really to complain about. There's some squeakings and rattles that you couldn't hear before because this car's been loud for a long time that I'm going to have to address, in the future. But, good to drive. No issues. Car's a lot quieter, a lot nicer to drive. So, like I said, that's a win. So, if you like this video, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Comment down below if you got anything to say. It helps YouTube pick this up on their algorithm. And most importantly, if you're not a subscriber and you're watching these videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'll see y'all at the next video. Thanks for watching.